start. So we're going for a total victory where there's no time limit, you just keep going until you conquer the whole of Europe and North Africa. Keep it on medium. Yep. So here we go, look, so we can be Britain has the best of everything apart from army. With the French, best army. You can see the writings here, can't you? We can be Austria, we can be Prussia, or we can be Russia. Me, of course, being English, we're going to go for Britain. As an advantage, being an island limits the possibility of invasion. This can also be a disadvantage, however, as it makes it more difficult to gain access to other countries. Because of this, the British player must plan from the outset the building of a great fleet. No, the best way to approach it is to try and annex countries peacefully. But we'll go through all that as we play along.
These are difficult times. The world is changing rapidly, and new revolutionary ideas are spreading like wildfire in the heat of summer. The winds of war are blowing through old Europe once more. We require a great leader to guide our people to glory and save our empire from being swept into the abyss of history. We await your orders.
Okay. So, as the new ruler of Great Britain, you may discern that we already have the trade infrastructure advanced at our disposal. We also have the defensive alliances with Hanover and Spain. Now the scientists and learned men of our empire need your guidance. You must select the next step in our program of research. So this is a big part of what you do. You research various different things which enable you to build different buildings. I think we'll start with peaceful annexation. That's the best way to take over countries, because if you do them by military conquest, you lose all the constructions, all the troops have to be killed before you can take over it. So the concept that allows us to capture a country peacefully. And of course you get quests as well, so that the Agrarian Revolution quest has become available. You may view the details on the quest screen. So these are the quests pages. Various ones here unlock different points. Treaty of Amiens, Encyclopedia, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Constitution. So this one, Agrarian Revolution. So direct our efforts towards modernisation of agricultural methods, my lord, and we will be rewarded with significant advances in food production. The extra food produced will be more than enough to sustain all our armies. So the reward, if we claim this, is land units won't need to consume food, so the food won't go down for 12 turns. And to get that, we just need to have 3 trade land groups established. Different ones of those become available when you unlock different levels of research. Right then, let's zoom out of it. This is a bit too close for my liking. So we've only got a various, well, sorry, no, not a various, a limited sphere of influence as it stands. Hence this fog of war. But there is a quest that you can get rid of that. Cartography. If you get that quest, it reveals the map in its entirety. If you don't get that quest, you need to reveal the other countries by researching various buildings which allow you to see further. Right, so this is the green are nations that are most in favour of me. So this number here is like a percentage. So Portugal and Hanover are 60 and 57% respectively in favour of me. Spain and Denmark are currently the lowest at 42 and 45% respectively. If we get those to 100% and we have a consulate built in the said country, they hand over the country to us, and we get a peaceful annexation. And it comes with all the buildings, all the troops, all the commanders. If we take over it militarily, we have to build in that country again from a blank slate. So you don't want to do that. Anyway, there's pretty much bugger all you can do at the moment to start off. It's a bit of a slow burner at first, but the first thing you need to do is trade branch. So this is the military view, this is the trade view. These lines are the trade routes, as you can see when you highlight one. So level 1 route gets 68 gold, level 2 98, level 3 115 from that particular route. And so when it says on here, like, we need 3 land routes, we need 3 of these to be connected. So we need a trade branch in there, there and there, for instance. That will create a 3. Actually no, so we need a trade branch in France, Batavia. That will create 1, 2, 3 land routes, which will give us enough to get that quest. So what we want to do first is start to build. Right, what are we lacking? So we're lacking timber, so we'll have to just skip the turn. Each turn you get a boost to your resources. Alright, and obviously other empires and countries are doing things. So our ally Spain has made a payment to Portugal in order to join their defensive alliance. As this offer has been accepted, Portugal is now part of the alliance. So that's an alright message. That's just telling us we've got another country in our alliance. Let's have peaceful annexation done. Department of Trade. Probably get a military academy. Thanks to the research of peaceful annexation, we have now activated the commercial treaty option. Right, that basically means, so this is your diplomacy screen. In here we can try and do various things. So coalition, we could offer someone gold to form a coalition with us against another nation. Obviously, the better the relationship with the country you ask, the higher the chance of them accepting it for a lower offer. There's all sorts of other things, declaring war. Obviously you don't want to do that if you can avoid it, because it turns that country on you. Peace treaty, if someone's declared war on you and you want to try and make peace. Defensive alliance already established. There's none we can currently use at the moment, but that's used to add people in. Commercial treaty, so this is the one. So we can obviously offer trade wood and gold for food, or wood for gold, or gold for food, or, you know, we can trade resources via that method. Successful trades can boost your standing with said country. If they refuse your offer because it's too harsh, it might lower their relationship with you. Anyway, we can build that trade branch now, I think. No, not yet. We're still short 150 timber, but we get 550 a turn, so but like I've said before, it's very often a slow burner to get going, this, as you establish things. But when you start getting into it, so we've got barracks and stuff here, I think we're better off having something like this, newspaper office, yeah, because we want to try and start peacefully annexing countries. So we should work more towards this first thing. Medical revolution. Actually, let's do this because we need to activate these 2 quests: railway quest and medical revolution. Them 2 are quests that if you don't get quickly, very soon you find that another country takes up another empire. Alright, that's 2 turns for that. So 3 more turns left for that. So this is our year, so we're in October 1789. Each turn goes forward a month. So in 2 more turns we can build. I won't build that just yet. So we've only got 2 commanders at the moment, Captain Barnard with a platoon of light infantry and Captain Wellington with 2 light infantries. But we won't really need to use them. Not for a while anyway. Vaccination advance has been researched, so now we need sawmills to then activate that quest. Right, here we are, medical revolution, so quest. It's probably worth it. So local hospitals built in all your territories at no cost. It's probably worth doing. So that's just by spending 2,500 population. We've got hospitals in England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland, so in 4 territories. There we are, look. Oh, excuse me. Here we go. So, my lord, you must choose who will be your rightful heir, your son or your daughter. When he or she reaches maturity, you will be able to arrange a state marriage with other countries, thereby obtaining certain advantages. I've never ever managed to do that, for one reason or another, because first you've got to make sure whoever you're trying to get to do it with chooses the same political path as you, so it's got to be a monarchy, and very often they don't. So we'll have Henry as our heir. Prince Henry as your rightful heir. Will follow his progress and development closely. But if you get to the 3rd age and choose a dictatorship, you kill off all your family anyway, so... Alright then, trade branch constructed in Ile-de-France. So, there we are, look. Because we've got a trade branch there. It's not appearing there. But we've now got this line. So we're getting 78 gold from that route. Eat away one more turn. Circular saw been researched. Now if we get primary schools, we'll get the railway quest activated, which builds a sawmill in all our territories, so we don't need to manually do it. In the meantime, let's build this up so we can get that first quest done. Much to be done, really. I'd love to build a consulate there right now, because they're the most likely to join me peacefully. See, so those hospitals have taken our population income each term from 160 to plus 240. So it does work. And pay for itself over time. 2 more turns on that. Denmark has a commercial proposal that, in their opinion, will benefit both countries. They offer us 260 food units for 400 currency. If they're not too bad, I suggest accepting them because it just helps to keep the countries sweet. 300 food units for 450. We can manage that, I think. Can't build a consulate, still short of. However, this should be one more turn. There we are. And we've got the basic education done. Now we'll go for that, I think. Oh, there we are, railway quest. There we go. So 3 land routes. That doesn't take any resource, just need 3 land routes, and our land units won't need to consume food for 1 year. So it'll save us food stocks. That's what is taken out every turn, that's what comes in. So if that outbalances that, at some point you're in trouble, but we're okay of course. And this will enable us to not have to consume that for 12 turns. There we go. Railway quest. I hope nobody gets that in these next 2 turns. Russia have a habit of quickly nabbing that quest early on if you take too long. And it is possible they might do it in these next 2 turns. I hope not. So that's expired. So a good thing to do to help keep the country sweet is to instantly re-establish it. So defensive alliance, Portugal, and then it gives you a figure that is kind of a benchmark for what you should be offering. And then depending on what you type in, it tells you what it thinks. So if you say 400, This offer is somewhat inadequate, it will probably be rejected. So if we up it to 500, this is a fair offer, we have a chance of reaching an agreement. But 530 is what it says, so let's put 530 in. This is a good offer, they should be interested, but we can sort of make it certain by, so for instance 600. That's still a good offer. 620. There we go. This offer is irrefusable, they will surely accept. So it's still not guaranteed, but there you go, they accepted that. Of course, that's taken us up 3 points. And we've got to survive one more turn. Then hopefully we can get that railway quest before. But Russia might nab this turn, it's quite on the cards. They often do. Hopefully we can last one more turn and get it on the next one. There we go. Let's nab this before they do. So builds a sawmill in each territory of the Empire, which completes the quest. Yep. There we go. Now, the other empires don't normally get many other quests. They might take these 3 if you don't get them, the early ones, but they don't often do some of these bigger ones because some of these are quite specific on what you need. Like you need to occupy a certain country or have a trade route with a certain capital or something like that. So if you get these 3, pretty safe bet that most of the time no empires get anything else. Anyway, now we've sorted that, we need to try and focus on picking a country to build a consulate in and try and annex. That's the next step towards building, try and expand. If we right click on a country, you can see sympathies with other empires, so we're ahead. So there's no danger at the moment that they'll be annexed by any of the other empires. We're the furthest ahead. Check Hanover. A bit closer in Hanover. So Prussia are 55%, they're only 2% behind. So that one's questionable as to whether we'll get there first or not. In fact, they probably will. Anyway, we need to recharge that population anyway. Infrastructure. Department of Trade next 5 turns, and then this is the next good thing. So newspaper office adds 10% to empire sympathy in the country which it's built. So if we've got a consulate in Portugal, that adds 5%, so that'll go up to 70, and then a newspaper office would add 10, so that'll go up to 80. We'd only be 20% off being able to annex Portugal completely and be handed over all its commanders and buildings. What I think I'm going to do though is try and get Hanover in on this alliance. And we just won't mess about, we'll offer him 700. There we go. So at least they can't declare war on us or anything daft, which sometimes does just happen randomly out of the blue. Right, so where are we at? Population is always a real drag. To get enough population to build the buildings to annex somewhere. Excuse me. I mean, commercial treaties might up the levels of sympathy, but very minimal, like a fraction of a percent, so it's not really worth it. The best thing that skyrockets sympathy for your whole empire is if you liberate a country. So if an empire declares war on you that's occupying, so Prussia declares war on me and they occupy Hanover, if I liberate Hanover and don't occupy it, skyrockets sympathy for your empire from every country across the entire continent. 235, yeah, we can do that. Keep them sweet. We still can't build that yet, so we'll skip another turn. Like I said at the start, slow burner to get going. Is still not enough. I mean, the CPU cheats a little bit. You know, they somehow managed to do a lot more, a lot earlier than what you do. 520 food for 780 current. Right then. So let's build this consulate. Ooh, we've gone up a point, that's good. That's the next phase for us anyway. Because the first country we peacefully annex on the mainland of Europe will become, if you like, our launch point for any military operations. So I'll build my armies from within. If I get Portugal, which I might not. Excuse me. That's where I'll start building my forces, so that if somebody annexes Spain, I can begin to liberate them and then get a load of sympathy and then help to peacefully annex other places. But that's the thing with Britain. You need to start trying to get a sort of foothold on mainland Europe with a peaceful annexation and take it from there. See, this is a bit daft, you see, so 1200 food for 1900 currency. That's far too much. We'll try and negotiate, we'll bring it down a bit. 149 to try and negotiate again. This would be a final offer. See, I'm going to say no. France is an empire anyway, and you can't annex an empire, you can only subjugate them. Looks like Portugal are at war with Spain or something. Newspaper office, 6 turns. But that'll go a long way towards helping us to annex Portugal. We're still way in the lead with Portugal, so hopefully we can get Portugal. If not, it gets a bit tricky. But yeah, first quarter of the game, it's just loads of turn skips while you build up the resources to do what you need to do. 582 raw. It's Portugal, so we'll do that. That's odd. We lost a point in sympathy with them, even though we accepted. Oh, I don't know. So, Tabia, 45%. Denmark, 45%. It's not so bad, as long as we can annex one country from down here. It's not too bad, it's only when trade routes. If we build something in Hanover. Or shall I wait to build another consulate? I don't know if it's going to be worth it, you see. 59%, 55. Probably should try. I'm just conscious of the fact I don't want to try too hard for 2, because it's so difficult to get resources at this stage to build what I need in 2 nations. There we are, you see, so 5% straight away, 70 for Portugal. And all you need to peacefully annex is a consulate. If you've got a consulate built in there and you get to 100%, you get the country, simple as that. The other buildings just help boost your percentage. And I can't research the newspaper office yet, so I might as well just build a consulate in Hanover as well. There's always an empire, one empire, that takes the initiative and starts conquering country after country, but you can never tell exactly who that's going to be until things get going a bit. So I'll keep an eye on that defensive alliance. France and Prussia are doing something. Hey up. Spain's moved into France. Alright, so it's been 12 turns since we had that, so we have to consume food again. Try a commercial treaty, so let's try and get Portugal. What are we flushing? Raw materials. Let's offer 1,000 wood. Won't be too greedy. It says we can have 2,000, but it might refuse that. Let's try 1,500. Not interested. Try Hanover. No, no dice. Throw in 300 food, perhaps. Portugal. No. Sometimes that just helps to bolster your sympathy a bit. Alright, never mind. There are little glitches you can do to, well, I say glitches, but there are little sort of like manipulations of the AI that you can do to boost your chances early on, but A, I can't remember what they are, and B, I don't like to use them anyway. Right, let's engage that defensive alliance straight away. Won't look about, we'll just give them 650. Put a few more points onto and Hanover. 670. Okay. So a boost there, 62%, 72 for Portugal. And we're still firmly ahead there. And in Portugal. The last few percentages are always the ones that are a bit tricky to get when it goes over 80. There we go, Sweden has bowed to the might of Russia, so Russia have conquered Sweden. And that's our consulate in Hanover. Our journalism is advanced. Let's take a break from that for now. Let's get these done. So basic barracks, so we can start building troops. Thanks to the research of journalism, we have now activated improved relations. Right, so this is another option. Hang on, Rosetta Stone. So this is another option. Improve relations, so we can just offer some money with a country to up the sympathy value. You know, just pure, you know, offering gold to sweeten them. But it's a bit risky because if they refuse, it can sometimes give your sympathy a big hit. And if it succeeds, if you want to do it again to increase it further, you've got to significantly up your offer. So it's a bit risky, really. And with these amounts of gold, I wouldn't like to try it at this stage. It's just not worth it. So what do we need for that newspaper office? 1200. So we're going to have to wait one more turn. God knows what France are up to, I can't see. Right, now we'll build it. Definitely build it now. Oh, what is it now? Gold. Let's try and get some gold. Trade with somebody. So request 200 gold's all we need. We'll offer them 1500 raw materials. Wow. Thank you. There we go. Now we can build that in that turn. Infantry, stables, 4 turns. So here we go, look, Rosetta Stone quest. So we need 3 garrison troops of light infantry and 2 vessels at a port, 2 sloop vessels at a port, and we need a sea route with Alexandria Harbour. Now Alexandria Harbour is in Egypt, which is right down here. That's Alexandria Harbour there. We're nowhere near getting there, so that quest, especially as Britain, you can't get until way, way further down the line. Let's get me a military academy. And I'm not too fussed about building up Britain yet, because Britain barely ever gets attacked being an island until much further down the line anyway. So you want to focus on getting a foothold on the mainland first, because that's the way to sort of get your operations going. Newspaper office. Sorry, trade. Let's try and get, what do we need? 1350. Let's try and get 800 gold. Request 800. And what should we offer? 1500 again? Shame. Hanover? Shame. Cheers, Batavia. I'll do nicely. We'll get a trade branch there, because that'll activate 2 routes. So that one there. So it'll be an extra 56 plus 39 gold. Getting hold of Hanover could be both beneficial and disastrous, because we're just surrounded by other enemies. And if it's got a weak force, which I suspect it will have at the moment, it puts us in rather a crappy position if someone suddenly declares war. Where are we at with this then? 2 more turns. That's the other sympathy. Still the same for Hanover. The way this is going, I think Hanover's more likely to be captured militarily than peacefully. So it just depends whether Austria or Germany, Prussia, or France decide to be the aggressor or not. Three to materials for 17 currency unit. Not too fussed about appeasing the French because I can't annex them anyway, they're an empire. And at some stage they'll declare war on me anyway, so, you know. Pretty much all the empires will declare war on you at some stage, at least once. Which just shoots down the sympathy to 0 for obvious reasons. Anyone in Hanover first, won't it? That's why. 2 more turns. 1 more turn on that. $280 food for 440 currency. I don't think I've got close enough. There we go, so that's 10% more on there. Cavalry, boundaries. If after the research of cavalry we now have the capture prisoners option. Not really useful unless we're fighting someone. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think Batavia. Well, they're pretty unfriendly with everyone, to be honest. I was going to say, I don't think we're high enough up there with Batavia to consider them as a serious proposition for peaceful annexation just yet. Can't remember. I think we have to go up an era, don't we? Before 15 turns. Training camps. The next upgrade to that is Cultural Centre, which adds 20%, but it's on the 2nd era. Where are we? There you are, look. This is the first one on there. So we need to at first get all this done. So 5 turns for that, 7 for that, 11 for that, 15 for the final era. Plus 8 on that. But I can't think of any other way offhand that we can keep upgrading the sympathy with Portugal in the meantime. You need that cultural centre. It's really important. If we build schools though, it'll improve so 50% research points, so I should reduce the number of turns needed to get the research. Poland now bound to Russia. Poor Poland, eh? They're always conquered by either Russia or Prussia. Right, trade branch in Hanover. It's quite a small one, Denmark, though, isn't it? Maybe Should I get one in Spain? 1350, we can't just now, but unless I want to try and build a newspaper in 67, 77, 6% off Portugal's. I'm just curious with, mind you, it's Russia on the warpath, not Prussia. Usually someone goes and conquers Hanover pretty quickly. So I don't want to build the buildings and just to find out that it's pointless, because if someone conquers it, all buildings you're building are lost. Has that made a difference? Ah, it has. 10 turns. That was 15, wasn't it, before? That's a lot better. Still don't think we're quite there yet. 2, 5, 3,000. Oh, let's just trade. Let's just do a trade. So we only want. Let's just do the minimum 53. Let's offer 400. Lovely. Now we can build the newspaper office. Oh, excuse me. Right, let's renew this straight away. Yeah, let's go with. Just keep following the timeline. We've now activated the capture artillery option, so we can capture cannons from battles. Defensive alliance 360. I'll bring Hanover into it. Ooh, that was not bad, 3%. I need to try and last until I can do until I can get cultural centre, but it's quite a few turns away, so it's questionable. Department of Trade. So that will up our monetary income. Never trust what those goddamn empires are doing. I'm going to say no, A, because I'm not really in with them much, and B, because I can't afford it. So no one else is anywhere near sympathy-wise for Portugal. Hanover, we're still quite significantly ahead. No one else seems to be shooting up. In fact, Prussia have gone down from 55 to 47. One more turn for that. Interesting. Let's just shot up 3% for no reason. Not that I'm complaining. Hang on, defensive alliance. Let's get Hanover in this. Lovely. Portugal. I just know something's going to come in the way to stop me getting Portugal. I've got a hunch. Hanover puts us in better reach of liberating countries, because literally if someone takes Batavia, I can liberate it next door. Same with Denmark, same with Sicily and Piedmont down here. Alright, so now Prussia's in our alliance. I suppose that's not the worst, because it means they can't attack them now at least. But it has shot there. See, how did they get an 11% increase with that alliance? 11, I get 3. Game cheats so badly sometimes. Should be able to build that now. I was going to build a trade branch here, didn't I? Build it next time, 15%. You want to try and get trade branches built before anyone declares war on you. No, sorry, Denmark, can't afford it. So France have conquered the Helvetian Republic. Don't really matter, does it really? Need both of them. Can now capture ships. Ruler of the Seas quest. Yeah, so this one's not bad, but it's quite resource intensive, especially for this early stage. So a military harbour will be constructed in each of your wharves and a sloop launched at no cost. So it builds you a harbour from each wharf, each dock if you like, and a free boat with each. So I'd have one there, free boat, one there, free boat, one there, free boat. If we get Portugal, I'd have one there as well. Just keep an eye on Hanover now, they're likely to start skyrocketing their bloody 66%. I know where this is heading. They're going to cheat their way to jumping in first, aren't they? As per usual. Love to be able to liberate someone right now and get a big boost to them. You stay where you are. Department of Trade, so that should give us a bit of a boost to the income. Infantry we should be building. Rational warehouses. That's just to build ships, cannons, merchant vessels, but they're quite population intensive to build. Yeah, you stay at 66. Keep an eye on that. I mean, if they stay free of everyone else's clutches when I get cultural centres, I'll be able to get them both, because I'll be able to renew the alliance to take that above 80, and it adds 20% in each, so I could get them both. Let's save that for now. And we'll build that Department of Information, because it'll let us see a bit further and reveal more countries. Trade branch in Castile. Trying to annex the country entirely. Build one in there, I think. Not much I can really do right now apart from wait until I can build a consulate. Not consulate, sorry, a cultural centre. That's going up though. It's a good sign. It'd be amazing if I could get hold of it without having to build a cultural centre. But I'm not expecting that. Let's just try and build up some resources. God. Russia are going for it, aren't they? But at least they're the empire furthest away. Secret Service. Right, training camps, and we can start that. Let's build this Department of Information. Ooh, 2750, you expensive bastard. If I can get both Portugal and Hanover, that'll kind of be the turning point, because someone at some stage is bound to declare war on me then, and if I can fortify Hanover, it's probably going to leave several countries open to liberation. Keep these ties reaffirmed. Yeah, you stay at 66. That's an empire gone already. Austria subjugated. It's quite an unusual set of events, this, to be honest. But if I'm even more honest, it's actually quite decent for me. Probably benefits me the most out of any other doings. Yeah, you can become part of the alliance. And I get 500 gold. Anything that'll boost my ratings with someone. I've gone up 1%. Normally it cheats and shoots it up several percent for nothing. It is looking as though that I'm going to get Portugal, probably Hanover, but never jump the gun. The computer can just up the percentage like that. Anyway, now I can build my Department of Information. I offer us 360 food, 5,000 currency. Like I said, I'm not too fussed about accepting stuff from them because they'll inevitably declare war on me at some stage. Again, there's not really much to do. Just pull me a barracks. Yeah, barracks, why not? But all we're doing at the moment is trying to work towards getting hold of Portugal and Hanover. 83rd strong materia. No, okay, sorry. I have no idea what my sympathy with Piedmont is because I can't see it yet. Just going up in little bits and bats that. Making sure there's nowhere else I can really build. Denmark seem to have repelled. Right, if that's the case, I will build me a trade branch. I thought Denmark was imminent for the capture, you see, that's why I didn't bother. I just know Hanover at least is going to get robbed from me at some point. Can't see Portugal doing so because everyone else is just miles away. Although I've seen even that suddenly jump up before. Right, after next turn I should be able to see a few more countries. It should be good for trade branch, I suppose. There we are, you see. Tactical manoeuvres. Yep, training camps, upgrades captains to colonels, and trains newly created troops experience from basic to medium. So you start off with better troops, trained from the academy, basically. World Fair Quest, that's quite a good one if you can get it, I think. Ah, yeah. So it adds 1.5 sympathy points each turn to all countries for an entire year. So every single turn, every bit of sympathy for everybody will go up by 1.5. So that would mean if I had that activated now, next turn it'd be 93.5, next turn it'd be 95, 96.5, 98, 99.5, and then so in like 7-8 turns that would be 100, and then Portugal would be mine. But the kicker for it is 5 sea routes. To activate 5 of these sea routes. Merchant Harbour, 1250, 1750. Well, I could probably build that. 5 sea routes is quite brisk. There we go. Five sea routes is quite ambitious. This early on. But we will build a merchant harbour at least. Where on this? Still alright, 82. I'm only focusing on these two because I just haven't got the resources to try and peacefully annex too many at once. Saxony. Unusual this because normally these are all beginning to be peacefully annexed by now, and it's been quite, other than Russia being on the rampage, it's been quite quiet elsewhere. What's this? Oh yeah, trade branch, don't need that there. But more trade networks would be nice. Can't build one there because it's been subjugated. But we will build one there. Well, no we won't because I need 7 more gold. Request 50 gold for 300. Keep it little. Oh, we can build one there. There we go. Good thing about this is my population's gone up. Because that's the hardest resource to keep high, especially early on. That's a bit more brass, so 751 per turn. Not bad for this stage, really. Like I say, you can't really up your population income until you can get hold of some more countries and build hospitals and what have you inside them. How many more turns on that? 7 more. 3 turns left on the alliance. Still 67, that's good. It's going to be real pain. It's going to be, we're going to have Portugal's sympathy at about 95, 96%. We're going to have to build the cultural centre, which can give 20%, just for a piddling 5%, which is going to annoy me. I can't think of how else to up them to 100 in the meantime. Right, the merchant harbour. Let's see if 1,000. Lots of wood required. Well, if I can get 5 of them, well, you don't have to get 5, you just have to establish 5 sea routes. So if you can establish 3 sea routes by sending them to 2 countries, that counts as 3 sea routes. I better accept for Hanover. Even though what they asked from me was robbery. Gotta keep them sweet. Obviously I can't build a vessel now. Never mind, next time. I don't say no because they'll fall out with me. There we go. Trade branch in Saxony. So if I build one there, we can activate those two. First, we've got a more pressing issue to address. That went up by 3. See, we're so goddamn close now. But unfortunately, chances are we're still going to need to build the cultural centre. In fact, I'd probably build it in Hanover because it'd be most use there. To see a lot more movement now that we've got a bigger field of view on the map. What's Hanover doing there? Captain Bonaparte. Total Napoleon. Still 67, that's still good. That's going nowhere. Oh yeah, hang on, I need to add them into my alliance there. I've done it already. Oh, I can't allow Hanover anymore. Strange. Won't be trying to screw me over, would it? How strange. Is it because they're there? Well, just gain 3% out of nothing anyway. They gain 2. Sorry, I was going to build brigantines, wasn't I? Ba-bum. Right then. The first big decision of the game. Autocracy or democracy. Now for the purposes of this, depending on what you pick now, you'll get two different choices for the third age. I think I'm going to go for autocracy for the simple reason the autocracy route will allow me to build hospitals later on, which means I can heal my units. You can't build them on a democracy for some reason. It's got something else instead, so we're going to go autocracy. After a period of political upheaval, our empire has undergone a change in government. We now follow the autocratic system. The triumphal arc has been constructed in our capital. Sympathy with countries following this political system will increase, while sympathy amongst those with opposing political ideals will decrease. And as our brand new research tree, and the first thing we want, of course, is the cultural centre. 7 turns. If we can just avoid Hanover from getting captured for about 11 more turns, we should be laughing. Portugal's in no danger of me losing that, so if we get it, I'll build it in Hanover. If we can get both Portugal and Hanover, that'll be a rare occurrence. Normally you're lucky to just get one country annexed. Do you know what I mean? And use that as your foothold. Maybe I can defensive alliance them now. There we go, that's his brigantine. What do I want to try first? There we are, thought so. Click. It must have been because they had troops away with the rite of passage. 76. Got to act quick. Got to act quick. Right, ships. So, you see, if we can get one... that's 2 sea routes activated. So, another one there. 3, 4. How many sea routes? 5, isn't it? That's a bar lake. But we just need one there and one there, and that's 5 sea routes. Hang on, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing, isn't it? It's 2 more. 1, 2. Yeah, it don't really matter. It's 2 more regardless. We will receive 135 gold. Robin gets. Buying into our mighty alliance with such a meagre amount. Russia can't quite get the job done. capturing Denmark, can they? Complete. So that's gone up from 700 to 900. How many more turns? 5 more turns. I'll do what we get Hanover now we've come this close. Because once we've got that foothold on the mainland of Europe, that's when the fun can really start. And that's generally the end of all the up and down Barfest. Right, your heir has now reached an age where he can begin his studies. The finest tutors in the land have been appointed to provide him with the best education possible. Hopefully we can get Portugal via the World Fair quest. That's what I'm thinking. Instead of having to build a cultural centre. Yeah. There she is. See your route there, we'll give the 4 and 5 that I need. But I'm not thinking any far ahead other than Portugal and Hanover at this point. I thought I'd only be able to get 1 at best, but I should hopefully be able to get the 2. Although I don't want to jinx it. Anything is possible with this cheating computer sometimes. 79%. That's 1 more turn, 2 more turns. I think it takes 5 turns to build as well, which is quite annoying. Ooh, 98 for Portugal. Might even get Portugal before that quest becomes available. How many turns on the alliance? 2 turns left. I think I can get Portugal just by renewing the alliance. Real pigs here of finishing the Denmark job off. Here we go. Army bulletin. Can probably start this trade bureau merchant part. Dance barracks. Subsidised farms, shuffle mines. Well, let's get that done. Military aid, so you can loan armies to countries. Again, I've never seen it in use, but see, we can't aid anybody at the moment. Oh no, that's a request aid, sorry. There's another option to give aid. Encyclopedia quest, that's another difficult one. Here we go. This is one of the hardest ones to get because of how specific the conditions are. So 5,000 gold, that's easy enough. So we need a land route with Madrid, which we currently have, but then we need one with Rome. and sea routes with Alexandria and Athens Harbour. So we need a sea route with there and there, plus all those land routes, it said. Right, let's get you in there. So that's 5 sea routes. So now onto the World Fair quest. 5 sea routes. I'm going to leave it for now, just until I know what I haven't done. Forgot to build the cultural centre. Denmark been captured. Finally. That's alright. Portugal should be ours next turn with a bit of luck. Please do 2%. Yes! Next turn, Portugal will be ours. And hopefully in 3 more turns, Hanover will follow suit and we'll have both. I could not have seen that one coming. And as soon as all these flags have lit up, you will see Portugal turn red. Following a peaceful transition, Portugal has become part of our empire. They have also granted us 1859 currency, 1208 food, 347 raw materials, and 137 population units as a gesture of goodwill. Any troops or ships they had have now joined our army and navy, filling free space in nearby garrisons and ports wherever available. Anyone unable to be accommodated has been discharged. That basically just tells me everything that was theirs has been handed to me because we annexed them peacefully and not by war means. So, all these buildings I would have had to have rebuilt, every single one of them. All these troops I'd have lost, now they're all mine. Cavalry units and all sorts. Oh, France, you buggers. Don't you dare. Right, Portugal's safe, Hanover's a different question. So Spain wants to give us 2 grand to walk on our territory for 8 turns peacefully. Never worth saying no to that really, because it's free gold for nothing. Yeah, I know. I'm worried about France now. They're going to jump in there at the death, aren't they? The absolute buggers. See what I mean though about coming out of nowhere? I mean, they were absolutely nowhere on the sympathy scale with Hanover, and all of a sudden they go from 40% or whatever it was to 95. What's that all about? Come on. They'll all finish fannying about. Yes. After a period of occupation, territory of Lombardy has bowed to the might of France. They are now part of their empire. So, as what normally happens, the empires are starting to conquer the standalone countries. But we now have Hanover. Our mission accomplished. Our mission has been accomplished. We have got both, which I didn't think we'd get. So 467, 928, 48, 86. They're not too fantastic. But the point is, we have. What have they got? The point is, we have their territory. That's the important bit. Right, I'm going to get rid of these militia because they are pretty much useless. So that's the most basic unit you can have. It's basically like civilians with clubs and hammers and things like that. They're very sort of limited use. But what I want to do is cavalry. Start building my favourite units, hussars. Now, swift speed on the battlefield is the key for many of these battles for me, if not all of them. So hussars are the best at them. The only downside to them is each unit needs 1100 population units to train, which gets really expensive over time. But if you have a garrison full of six hussar troops and 6 line infantry troops, that's normally enough to repel anything that ever attacks you. So that's going to be the first port of call. Now I've got this, I'm in danger. If someone suddenly declares war on me, boom, they're at my throat straight away. So I need to start fortifying Hanover. Portugal is safe because only Spain can realistically reach it. And they haven't got a force there that's capable of doing anything against these, really. So Spain is Portugal is effectively safe, so I need to start reinforcing Hanover. This is my foothold. It's probably one of the most perfect footholds you can get because I'm right in range of virtually everything in mainland Europe. So first step is to fortify Hanover. Batavia next at 62%. Right. I should probably think about maybe trying to get Batavia. Consul at 5, newspaper office 10, it's 15, 77. 77, 20 for the. Hang on a minute. Defensive alert. They got troops away. For some reason I can't ally with Batavia. Russia, Ottoman Empire, and Egypt. Well, I'm blessed. There are my hussars. Captains on Hanover aren't so important because you only really want to have a movable army that's decent. Ah, 100% with Prussia, so there's no point in building out there really. Piedmont. Piedmont's a different story, probably. Shall we see? It looks like France are pretty weak. For some reason. I don't know. Is it worth trying to get hold of Piedmont? this is the kind of really slow start bit done at least. Now we can start. Now we're on mainland Europe. We can now, you know, begin to take steps towards moving on. .464 population. I don't think I've researched schools yet. Hospitals, sorry. Always a good build because obviously it helps increase the population. But as you can see already, because we've captured 2 more countries, we've gone up from 260 population to 400 plus. Defensive alliance with, well, can't hurt, can it? 834 currency units. Can't hurt to ally with man, Batavia. It's 100% with Hanover, but they're not. I just don't see with 100% and 90% that in 10-15 turns time I'll be able to. One of them won't have got them. I'll stick with Piedmont, sorry. In fact, let's some more hussars. 6 troops of hussars, that's all I need there. Tripletania is at war with one of our allies, consequently our defensive alliance has come into effect, and we are at war with them. So we're at war with Tripletania and we can't even see them. They're down here. Da, 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 da. So they're being trained. 464. Is it 1050 population? No, 1100. That sucks. All you need is a troop of 6 hussars and 6 light infantry. Give me that and I'll beat anything. Batavia's gone down anyway, so let's concentrate on Piedmont. Seas quest. World Fair. Ah, well. It's probably going to be worth doing that. Give this a few more minutes and then we'll bring the session to a close for tonight. Save and continue next time. But I just want to try and do a few more things before we finish for the day. So yeah, one more troop of hussars there. And that's, for all intents and purposes, Hanover safeguarded from being taken over. Only downside now is population. I'm trying to think, I don't know if there's a quest that builds modern hospitals. Symbol of Emperor, Thousand Sons, no. Cartography, no. Constitution, no. Human rights, no. No, I think I must be imagining that because I'm pretty damn sure. Thinking about it now, that's not the case. But this is the phase where population really becomes a pain in the butt because trying to train enough hussars to garrison in each territory to make sure they can't be liberated is tricky. I'm going to say no because France are too close for comfort. Said I want to try and save up. For that quest. See, if I did go to war with France, I could liberate Batavia instantly. Which would obviously shoot up my sympathy worldwide. But my initial objectives to annex these two worked perfectly. I can't believe I got them both. It's unusual you get them both. Quite often you're lucky to get one. But events played out in my favour. And I only needed to build one cultural centre. Every country I can. Little additions each turn add up to make a big difference. Defensive alliance has expired, that's not so bad. And steam pumps. Metric system quest, or should we go? I suppose advanced officer training. Simon Bolivar quest, that's a good one, that. You can really make that work wonders for you if you put the prep work in beforehand. Speaking of quests, ruler of the seas. What's the population now? You see, that's quite disappointing. 503. I'd have expected better. sorry. Yeah, why not? If they want to give me 900 gold to ally with me for 8 turns. You can join in if they want as well. Am I building a newspaper? I thought I was. %73%. Modern hospitals. Welfare quest. Well, if we build a cultural centre, 3250 for 2000, then we activate that quest, we should be able to get Piedmont quite quickly. Focus on building hussars for Piedmont as well, so that we've got fortified garrisons on both my Arix territories in the middle of Europe. $530, such a marginal increase. Means. I think I've got too many troops now, so I'm going to get rid of some of this militia. You get population back anyway. Just means bring them back up to the mainland. These two up here. How far am I off that quest? 3,000 populations. 2 more turns? Yeah, 2 more. Bolivar. Double line formation, so we can now use a new formation in battle. Treaty of Amiens quest. Oh yeah, Advanced Military Academy built in Empire's capital cities and no cost. That's a decent one because it put one there, there, and there. If we get Piedmont first, put one there as well. What was I going to say about these guys? Get rid of him. And these. Because he's taking food, you see, to keep out. There we of our food's back in the black now. You can just go in there. World Fair quest on the next turn. Daft offers. Now then, World Fair quest. So the reward for completing it will now be collected. Do you wish to continue? Yes. From this day forward, sympathy for our empires across all countries, neutral and empires, will increase 1.5 points for each turn for a whole year. Right. Next turn, 94.5. Next turn, 96, 97.5, 99. So in about 5 turns, I should have Piedmont. That's if the computer doesn't decide to cheat and rockets France's up to 99% in one turn. Stop offering me this garbage. There we are. Piedmont 95%. What was that other? Is there a harbour? Ah, nice one's a harbour. So we'll get that first. Then we'll get the ruler of the seas. Use useless militia. Smell like it. Discharged and replaced with a troop of lancers. There we go. I'll do that quest soon enough after the sea one. If you want. $798 next. Can't do a defensive alliance with anybody apparently. But my next most favoured nation is Russia, an empire. So I don't know what's below that. Sorry, that is 2,500 population. So we'll get it next turn. No. Turn after, so we'll have Piedmont. We'll make it more worthwhile reward. Bonus sloop. Square formation. That's good to repel cavalry charges. We'll save that for one more turn. Yeah, surely we've got Piedmont now. Surely. Oh. Wait, one more turn then, oh, fair enough. They have granted us 1807 currency, 145 food, 200 raw, 58 population. Okay, so Ottoman are the next. And I can't reach one of these. 38% for Papal State. Anyway, start off with the usual. Mind you, I say that I should first do this quest. Ruler of the Seas. There we go. A military harbour, if one did not exist, and a sloop have been built in the following territories: England, Scotland, Ireland, Provence, Andalusia, Alentejo, and Piedmont. Oh, cool, I got one there as well. So you see, from doing virtually nothing, I've got myself a nice little navy. So, you know, why bother building ships when I can just do what I've just done? Random Moroccan vessel just off the coast of Northern Ireland. Right, next one I'll grab is the Amiens Treaty one, so 3,000 more population. And that'll get me an advanced academy wherever I need one. Yeah. That happens sometimes when you annex a country that's got a random vessel somewhere. Why not? Why not? That use food-wise? Well, let's. I got massively overswayed. Literally no need to have vessels out really at this point. Vessel, just pop away into your harbours. And I think we need to do the same for these. I can all go. Kind of useless and hanging around. What else have we got? useless. All this shit. Let's put me back in the green. Just got there. Spain? Maybe I should just try and peacefully annex Spain. Why not? I mean, they were quite against me. France though. You know what? Sod it. Not when there's like France so high on their favourite list. What's Saxony? Saxony might be worth it. Yeah. Oh, let's do this quest before I do that. Spain isn't worth it because France are 98% in favour of them. But Saxony, however, 61%. Is a very different story. Hold on, I'll do a quest first, didn't I? There we are. Advanced military academy constructed in England, Ontario, Piedmont and Hanover. Right, what quests? Rosetta Stone. They never do that one. Got that one, 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 got that one. And again, they never get that one either. But research price triple for 2 years, triple for 1 year. They're really good ones that you get further down the line. Well, especially as Britain being so far away from Egypt's harbour. What are you doing over here? I ask you. Right, what I want to do is I want to get hussars for there. Three. Oh God! I keep thinking to myself, maybe I can get Spain. France is gonna get there before me. I know they are. Did with Batavia. Simon Bolivar quest. This is the one. This is a good quest. So it's not too difficult. Advanced military built, 10,000 gold, 5,000 population. So upgrades all basic infantry to their immediately superior regiments and restores their numbers to full complement at no cost. Well, it costs that. So if you have, for example, so you train some line infantry. You can train as much line infantry in as many different countries as you want, and then do Simon Bolivar quest. It'll upgrade them all to the next level, grenadiers, and it will upgrade every single one of those units you have on the entire map. So if you fill all your garrisons in every country you own, and then do Simon Bolivar, you get the most out of the upgrade. You get maximum reward. So it's a good one to save until you can really upgrade lots and lots of troops. And just build the basic ones, knowing that when you do that, they'll be upgraded to the better ones. I don't know what to do about Spain. I really don't. I must be balmy. Yeah. No, I don't do ship battles because they're virtually impossible to do. So I skip ship battles but fight land battles. If I accept you, you're standing in Spain will go up. If you really want. That plus a newspaper office. I couldn't pinch it from under him, could I? Of course I can't. It's a daft thing to expect. That's a shame. Well, I expected it then. Commercial espionage. Now we'll be able to see the commercial routes of foreign countries. Ain't gonna work, but I'll try it anyway. If I can go 9 turns without that 2% going to 100. It's a long shot, but my luck's held out thus far. so who knows? Of course, it's bound to run out at some point. Sorry, how much was it? Oh, can't see one yet. If I'd have let France join that alliance, though, I'd have shot it up to 100. By rejecting that, I've still got a small chance. Small chance, but a chance nonetheless. Start building some stuff in Britain. Stop me building them. Big Tripletania ships. Oh. Problem is, I'm just going to fall short. I wouldn't mind if I lose it easily, but I'm just going to fall short. They're going to wait till the last possible minute, then go up to 100. There you go. Newspaper office for 10% takes 5 turns. Cultural centre for 20% takes 4 turns. Come on, 4 turns. I dare you to hold out. I dare you to hold out. Keep it at 99% for 4 more turns. I dare you. I dare you, I dare you, I dare you. Go away. Stop putting ships there. God, it's gonna get to the last turn, isn't it? See, look, you're doing me head in. Just go away. Just suicidally leaving your ships to their death outside my harbour. Hopefully you're going to be mine anyway, Spain. next turn? Is it gonna... Is it gonna do it? Is it gonna do it? Is the question. Well, whatever the answer is, could definitely build the hussars. Go on, next turn. Let's make all of the Iberian Peninsula red. This RNG can't last forever. Next time we carry on this playthrough, it'll no doubt run out and I'll have a really bad session. Yep, I'm alright with that. Yeah! Right from under France's nose. 3081, 1812, 127 raw, 250 population. Fantastic. Two Sicilies. Don't mind that. Saxony are joining. Fantastic. Actually, can't believe I got Spain as well. Especially when they start off on the red side. Got 3 troops of lancers. But it's so rare to peacefully annex 3 countries without using AI manipulation or glitches. It's just great. You see Spain and Portugal being quite tucked away. They're not in immediate danger of being attacked. About where you you're a PA mod captain, aren't you? So you can come back there. I'm pleased with this though, it's been a good start. And of course this is the start of the campaign, so this is the most long-winded, most drawn-out early bit of the game. 752. Which is the most inactive part, of course, but it all builds up eventually when you start conquering people, and crucially people start declaring war on you. I'm surprised I've come this far without one single country declaring war on me. That's so unusual. I'm sure every first era building is built. could always build the army bulletin. Yeah, 5%. Anyway, I think with that really surprising capture of Spain, I think, well, that's training camps, that's Wellington's now a colonel, as is Bernard, and these guys I suppose. Yep, Colonel Vincenzi, Alvinzi, Palafox. No more captains or colonels. And with that, I think that's a perfect time to end this session. So when we come back up, we're carrying on with get hold of Saxony and at the same time poking out the garrisons, or the garrison of Piedmont, so that we are secure. Like I said, these two are isolated, so these aren't as bad. But we'll carry on with that when we come back next time. We'll just save it on that, I think. Great Britain won. Game saved.